Thank you, Richard, for encouraging our graduates to work shoulder to shoulder in changing the profession of pharmacy after they move on from these hallowed halls. This is a time of the program which is great anticipation. We're looking forward to the address to the class. This year it's presented by Dr. Joe Fava, who is treasurer of the Doctor of Pharmacy class of 2011. Joe, welcome to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Corcoran. All right, so guys, we did it, we're here. The light at the end of the tunnel that felt so insanely distant 4 years ago is now brighter than ever and right in front of us. And it's interesting to look back and think about how we've grown from pharmacy students putting on white coats for the first time in orientation. But guys, today, and it feels really good to say this, we celebrate hanging up that student lab coat for good. Today we start our careers using the knowledge and experience that we've gained over the past 4 years. And as a student representative speaking on behalf of the class of 2011, I would love to use the next few minutes to share some of our experiences with the friends and family that we have here today. Now, the beginning, as we all remember, was very tough. Our thought processes, study habits, and way of life completely changed. And these were times that many of us realized that we couldn't have gotten through it without the support of our families. Perhaps your brother or sister quizzed you on a study guide, or let them use you as a guinea pig to practice patient assessments on. And I could think of many examples, but the main point is that many of us have been in situations throughout the first couple of years where the help of a good friend or a caring family member got us through a rough patch, or perhaps just did a little something to bring up our spirits while we were buried in our notes. And it's days like today where we owe a tremendous thank you to the friends and family that we have here today. So throughout the first, second, and third years, we got to know the professors that would ultimately influence how we practice pharmacy. Some of the more humorous but still memorable moments or examples include Dr. Opicki taking about a solid half hour out of class to write out and solve this absurdly long equation, and then afterward comes up to the podium and shows us that this is actually a very simple calculation. Or professors like Dr. Parker, who were so upbeat and passionate about teaching that just the sight of him lecturing about a topic such as trigeminal neuralgia inspires us all to treat with what drug class? Or the professor that even though his class is far behind him, just the thought of having to take another one of his exams is going to give you nightmares for years to come. And seriously guys, if you don't remember who this professor is, then you truly don't have a soul. Now, I'd like to make special mention of two professors that have had major influences in our learning who will be taking their careers to different academic environments next year. First of all, Dr. Pat Wooster. Dr. Wooster had an uncanny ability to make us laugh but also understand tough concepts at the same time. And his friendly demeanor and openness to students was a unique quality that will be causing him to be greatly missed here at Wayne. And also Dr. David Edwards, who dedicated over 25 years to research and teaching in the pharmacy program at Wayne as a professor, as well as 8 years as the chair of the Department of Pharmacy Practice. And it was obvious during Dr. Edwards' time at Wayne that he had a tremendous commitment to engaging students in his teaching efforts. And although he will be dearly missed, Dr. Edwards, we thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. Dr. Wooster, Dr. Edwards, thank you. So as we moved on to our final year, we all went through clinical rotations and we met the preceptors that would help shape our professional lives. And perhaps one of them inspired you to go on to do a research project, pursue a residency, join a pharmacy political action committee, or maybe just someone that gave you that extra drive or piece of advice that would change your career path. But whatever it was that they did, we have the deepest appreciation for the commitment and dedication that our preceptors and professors showed us each and every day. So, another round. However, one of the most beneficial experiences that I got out of pharmacy school was meeting my fellow students who have now, as of today, become my colleagues. And through pharmacy school, we started to get to know each other, work on group projects, join study groups, and ultimately become friends. And And at the same time, we were getting to know ourselves and the different types of things that we had to go through, or that we needed to do in order to get through the program. For example, some students really had to take notes in class because they were so good at retaining information strictly from lecture. Or some of our classmates could pull a 12-hour cram session the night before an exam and escape with an A, while others like myself spent all week working my butt off only to escape with a B. And guys like Leah and Mike, I will forever hate you for your ability to pull that off. We also remember our friends that asked endless amounts of questions during class and were at the professor's podium before and after every single lecture asking even more questions. But just to sum that up, whichever kind of student that you were, pharmacy school was rough for all of us. Obviously, we had rigorous exams weekly, research projects, pulling all-nighters, spending your whole day in the library on a sunny Sunday afternoon, not to mention developing a severely high tolerance to caffeine. I don't think any of us missed those times, but what was great about our class is that whatever we were going through, we basically formed our own support system and we all had each other's back. It reminds me of times like sitting in the library, anxiously awaiting grades to be released online, or standing outside the patient care lab waiting to be drilled during practicals. And if you were in the building when these things were going on, you'd hear nothing but positivity and support. And when times when everyone was questioning, can I do this? Or am I capable of completing this program? The class of 2011 was constantly encouraging each other. And I remember when I hit that wall. I didn't do well in an exam and I started questioning myself. My best friends were there to help pull me out of the gutter. Matt, Claire, Kristen, just to name a few. There's no way I would have made it through this program without you guys. And the key is that the support wasn't saying things just like, you're smart, you'll be fine, it'll pass, etc., etc. It was things like, I believe in you. It was things like study groups that didn't stop until the problem was solved and everyone got the concept 100%. And even through the good times, like spring and Christmas breaks, we always made an effort to get together. Our dedication to each other was clearly evident in the Applebaum building and was within our student body wherever we were. And I just kind of wanted to take a moment to share one of the funniest things that happened during school that we sort of all shared as a class. One of the graduates that we have here today gave a new meaning to falling asleep in class. About this time last year, I was sitting in a pharmacokinetics lecture trying to take notes. We had a very long week of studying for exams, finishing up assignments. And I look over behind me and I see my classmate Ace, and he's sort of leaning backwards in his chair. Eyes are kind of opening and closing, kind of drifting in and out. So anyway, I think nothing of it, and I turn back towards the front of the room, trying to listen. And about 30 seconds later, I hear the chair slam the tile floor of the classroom. Ace had fallen asleep out of his chair and onto the ground. And I mean, he ate it, and he was out. But sort of the point of this story was that as Ace kind of really slowly recovered and eventually got back up into his chair, we all sort of laughed together as a class because we realized that pretty much could have been any one of us. We were towards the end of the semester, completely wiped out, tired as ever, and we totally related to how he felt. And it was a hilarious moment that in a strange way brought us together as a class, and it'll be one that Ace I won't forget for a really long time. But in all seriousness, we really didn't spend all our time just in the classroom. Looking back, we've succeeded on a number of accomplishments that has made our class unique. For example, we started a collaboration with the Wayne State Pharmacy Program and the Fighting AIDS with Nutrition organization, a tradition that has been carried out by classes since our P2 year. We drastically expanded the immunization program at Wayne State and immunized thousands of Wayne State students and faculty, as well as citizens across the Detroit area. And some of us also participated in the first peer mentoring program, which had made a major contribution to improved academic success in students that will be filling our shoes in the next few years. So every graduate here in some way has contributed to the great things that our class has done. And as we went through it all, we realized that pharmacy school wasn't just attending lecture, taking exams, and going home. We began to realize that pharmacy school truly was a set of rigorous challenges. And it was these challenges that gave us the opportunity to deepen relationships with our peers, our family, as well as our teachers. And this collectively became our experience. So it's not just getting the grades and passing the boards that will shape who we are and how we will practice. It was the experience that each and every one of us went through, on our own as well as together. And it was this camaraderie that helped us withstand one of the toughest curriculums in the nation. A curriculum that makes up the pharmacy program at Wayne State, which has a rich history of building the foundation in clinical pharmacy, not only in the Detroit area, but across the nation. Guys, we should be very proud to be part of this tradition. And class, I'd like you to leave here today knowing what a major accomplishment accomplishment that this is, and use this experience as a cornerstone for the rest of your careers. With that said, in closing, I'd like to thank our guest speaker, President of APHA, Mary Alice Bennett, for delivering the inspiring keynote address. I'd also like to thank our students from the class of 2012-2013 who were nice enough to be our ushers and put in some hard work today. I need to thank our class officers, which we have here up on the stage. First, our class president, Chris Herlihy, Vice President of Internal Affairs, Supriya Kundani, Vice President of External Affairs, Samir Shah, Secretary Taylor Karen Feely, Historian Claire Lee, and last but not least, the head of the Student Advisory Board, Lisa Thibodeau. Now guys, I am proud to be part of a graduating class that is capable of taking patient care to the next level, with several graduates moving on to pharmacy residency programs, perhaps augmenting the role of the community pharmacist, as well as some who will be continuing studies in medical school. But guys, wherever you're headed, know that when you encounter future challenges, that your experience these past 4 years will help you overcome anything in your professional careers. Lastly, finally, I ask the class, move your tassels from right to left to signify graduation. And to all of you guys, my support system, the class of 2011, thank you very much and congratulations.